Can you cut matter infinitely, or is there a smallest piece that cannot be broken down any further? For over 2,000 years, the greatest philosophers couldn't agree on this simple question. But if we look at this with a bit of a Kabbalah lens, we might actually find that they were both right. You see, some argued that physical matter could be broken down endlessly. There's no limit. You can always get a better microscope, a sharper tool, and keep cutting smaller and smaller. But the other side said, that's impossible. There must be a tiny, fundamental piece that everything is made of, something that cannot be divided any further. Let's fast forward to about a century or two ago. Scientists thought they finally got the answer we've been waiting for, the building block of everything, the atom. But that answer didn't satisfy us very long. We found protons, neutrons, and electrons that form the atom. They can be separated and rearranged to form different elements. But even that wasn't the end. We found quarks, the components inside protons and neutrons. Today, physicists view quarks not as solid particles, but as disturbances or vibrations within quantum fields. They're less like physical chunks of matter and more like waves in energy. E equals mc² taught us that energy equals matter. If matter at its deepest level is actually energy, what does that mean for existence itself? One of the greatest Kabbalists of all times, the Arizal, taught that even inanimate objects like stones and sand have a soul. Not a soul that gives them consciousness, but a life source that keeps them in existence. It's the energy, the non-physical fabric they're made of. In his book, The Gate of Unity, the great Kabbalist known as the Alter Rebbe describes how the life source of all of creation is in constant activity, infusing reality with vitality. If this energy was paused, even for just a moment, everything in the universe would vanish. It would disappear as if it never existed. Here's an analogy to understand why this happens. Throw a ball into the air and watch. The energy you just transfer to the ball slowly diminishes. As that happens, the ball gets slower and then it starts to descend. It falls. Originally, the ball had energy from you, but now it lost it, so gravity takes over. Physical matter doesn't have anywhere to fall into like the ball does. The ball needed one burst of energy and gravity brought it back down. Matter needs constant, uninterrupted energy or it would collapse into nothingness. So what exactly is this energy that exists beyond our realm of time and space? Well, we understand elements better than we understand atoms. Our understanding of atoms is better than our understanding of quarks. The deeper we go, the further we get from tangible evidence and the closer we get to mathematical conclusions. We know quarks are there based on the math, even though we can't see them clearly. And here's what reason tells us. At the core of the physical lies something non-physical, a form of energy that operates on different rules than the matter we experience. But why must this be true? Because all finite beings have a beginning. They have a place where they come from, a point where they became something new that they weren't before. So how do we get all this physical matter? What was it before it existed in time and space? It couldn't have been physical because physical things require space and time to exist. Neither could it have been absolute nothing because something cannot come from nothing. That violates basic causality. Before matter was physical substance, it existed as potential. It was beyond time and space, more like a spiritual energy, an unformed substance that can bring about matter. Think of it like this. A lone proton, neutron, or electron isn't an element by itself, but they combine to form elements. These fundamental particles are essentially potential pieces waiting to form something greater. The same applies to the energy in the pre-physical state. Before quarks existed as vibrations in quantum fields, there had to be a potential for those fields to exist, a source that could generate the energy that would eventually become matter. Kabbalah describes exactly this concept, a divine energy that continuously creates and sustains physical reality from a state beyond physicality. Let's explore the concept of space to gain even more clarity on this concept. Because the spiritual energy isn't like protons, neutrons, and electrons that need to combine to form an atom. In a sense, it's more like space that exists on its own, even without matter. Empty space can exist independently of physical matter, but physical matter must exist within empty space. Imagine our universe void of all substance, no matter, just empty space. The space could be there. But can we do the same for matter without space? Not really. Without space, there is nowhere for matter to exist. Even if we removed all the space around something, it would still be taking up the space it's in. The energy of the universe works in a similar way, not only in a general sense, like space, but in the specific reality of each and every atom and quark.
So in that sense, they are like protons, neutrons, and electrons.
The particles can't be there without their essential grounding in their life source. But the life source, this infinite energy, it exists without them. Just like space can exist without matter, but matter cannot exist without space. So, back to those philosophers who debated the infinite divisibility of matter. Both sides of the argument are right. It's true that finite, limited physicality must have a tiniest piece which cannot be divided any further. But that's because if we take a deeper look and break it down beyond that point, it's no longer physical. It's pure energy that exists beyond physical matter. We are indeed limited and physical beings, but at the core of our reality, beyond us, there is this infinite spiritual matter placing us into existence and giving us reality. But here's a question that might change everything. What happens if this energy stops energizing reality for even just one moment? Well, to discover that, click on this video, which dives straight into that question. To explore the infinity that comes before the beginning of time and that exists beyond the end of space and the nature of time and space, make sure you click on this video right here, which is the next in this series. If you'd like to support us here at Kabbalah Demystified, you can buy me a coffee by clicking the link in the description. In any case, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.